Good morning, all. Hello, Chili Philly. Hello, Sassy. CN. Always good to see you. Good mornings. I have my resignation speech ready. Get it prepared. Boy, I think this is it. This is going to be a fun week with lots of ups and downs and roller coasters and scares. Going to be interesting. Ronald totally depends on if we get one and what it looks like. Ronald just asked me if I'm going to sign an NDA at the Redemption Center. Totally depends on what it looks like. I'm told it will only involve rate, nothing else. So, most likely, yes. If I like the rate, I'll sign it. Not worried about it. I'm not going to tell anybody. Oh, wait a minute. Do we already? It's Monday. It's Monday and we already have Skelf in. Just checking. Hello, Zafad. It's good to see you again. Yes, I keep busting you out. I don't know how you do it or what you say, but they got a Woody for you. Hello, Ocelot Pittsburgh. Hello, Gecko. Yeah, Gecko, right? Sign about anything just to get it over with. Just don't sign over your soul. Mayday, we'll get into it. Anuka Ra. Anita, good morning, good morning, good morning. Muddy Purple, GH Dallas, MJ, how are things in the crazy city of Chicago? Bill, I'm getting a lot of mixed ones on that. I'm getting lots of positions. We'll get into it when I do the news. Mm-hmm. Patriot Tulips, I'm ready. It's going to be a good one. Yeah, guys, if you do not know, breaking news, Susan Rice is stepping down as Biden's top domestic what's the word I'm looking for? Consultant. Hello, Rebecca. Yeah, a lot of folks having a tough time. Keep praying for everybody. A lot of folks having a tough time. Isadora, I'm still being told I'll be able to, and that you'll be able to share it. Mm-hmm. Hello, Nebraska. Lynn Kate, thank you. What would I need? You would need your currency, and I am told you'll need whatever it takes where you are at your country to open a bank account. Nothing more than that. Ramzalini, let's see. Morning, I just heard about a Fed Now instant payment system starting July. Oh, yeah, no, we've seen that. Seen it, seen it, seen it. We'll even talk about it again this morning. Yeah, it's running fast. It is running quickly. Hello, Shell Bell. Hey, hey, Roger, enough's enough now. We're making a difference. We're going to change this narrative. Yep, I'm loving it. Zimbabwe doing gold. Most of you guys are up on the news. We're going to talk about it though. Man, is it running? No, Midic. I wish I did have some rumors for you on the Greek drachma, but I've heard absolutely nothing on it. Now, wouldn't that be funny? Susan stepping down to run against Joe or something like that. That's a scary woman. That's a scary globalist. She is like Soros level scary. Now, when do they start more Beach Book Dragon? Hey, Mark, when do they start articles of impeachment against Biden? You mean the next set? I mean, there's already a bunch of them sitting in front of Congress and committees or wherever else. I think MTG files them weekly at this point. Do an ad, yes, perfect. Good call. Summer hasn't officially started yet, but temperatures are soaring already. Energy consumption peaks around this time of year, and that comes with sky high AC bills. Matter of fact, let's show a picture of this one while I'm doing it. 2023 is set to have the highest of those bills yet, thanks to inflation and rising cost of fossil fuels. Also, keep in mind that mysterious groups are targeting power grids across the nation, and natural disasters are striking more now than ever, meaning you could be caught in the middle of a scorching summer with no power or air conditioning when you least expect it. This is why experts are recommending households find energy efficient alternatives. The good news is that there's still time to prepare yourself with the AirBlast Pro. The AirBlast Pro is a powerful, rugged, and rechargeable portable fan. Helps you stay icy cool in any scenario. Uses stepless speed regulation to easily adjust the fan speed in a whisper quiet operation. So you may just forget it's there. This innovative fan, also comes attached out of the box with a Type-C charging port to power other devices. An ultra bright 3-level LED light, a powerful rechargeable 7800 milliamp battery. It lasts up to 6 to 25 hours. Taking the AirBlast Pro along with you when you're camping, hiking, picnicking at the beach, sporting events, or doing outdoor workouts. Get the AirBlast Pro to stay cool in any scenario. For limited time only, you can get the AirBlast Pro for 66% off with express shipping. 100% lifetime guarantee replacement, but to take advantage of this limited time deal, visit airblastpro.com. That is airblastpro.com, or click the link in the description down below and order before time runs out. Now I can go back to you guys. Ads are done. Ads are done. Fancy like. Thank you, Fancy like. Camaro Commando, sad day. My best friend is dying for 17 years. My beloved Dash Hound, Mini Sam. It's going to be a tough one, Camaro Commando. Praying for you. We have someone else that just lost their wife. It's been a tough week or so. On top of tough months, on top of a tough couple of years. Yeah, that was a long ad. That wore me out. Let's see. Chili Philly over in the big Manchester. Hey, Mark, the EBS phone alert here in the UK was a fail as it didn't get to everyone's phone. I had mine turned off, but still went off once I switched it back on. Hello, J Floor. I am reading a few of these. I'm seeing the time. Can probably start diving in. Hello, Stein. Hello, Neve family. Paul Y. Well, you Frank. Guess all I get is chat again. This Mount Moore. Hey, we can see you in there. I'm seeing a lot of folks that previously we've been unable to see again. Of course, I cleaned a lot of people out. I see one or two I probably should put back in. Keep your sour stinking thinking to yourself, or start your own channel and you can call it Burnout and Bitter. Yorkshire, can we still not exchange in another country? I'm told you can exchange in whatever country you want as long as you are legally there. So for me, as long as you're legally allowed to be where you're at, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. Yeah. How's Pipeline? Who do we contact for a refund? I don't like this movie. It sucks. Let's see. Today reported that Fed Reserve is now out of currency. Will there be a bank run today? Will it all collapse on Friday? All right, that's it. Let's just start diving in. There is some very interesting stuff back and forth, and we're going to cover all that first, and then we'll get into the rumor mill, which is very interesting, by the way. All right, I'm doing the hat, showing things off. We're going to get into exactly why I termed it as ping pong. Now, guys, remember, the ping pong is necessary. You know the ping pong's coming. Try not to lose your mind during the ping pong game. You will snap your neck. It's like watching tennis in Wimbledon, just ping pong in the Olympics. All right, Parliament received all remarks on the budget. Oh, my God. Man, it might even be May. Maybe even the end of May. Oh, we've got so many things we need to change. We've got so many things we need to do to the budget. These are the stories coming out early in the weekend. Guys, we're playing ping pong. Nobody panic when I say these things. Stay calm. Keep your hands and legs inside the ride. Advisor to Prime Minister, the 2023 budget is positive, and the political consensus to approve it. Oh, wait a minute. I just thought things were bad. We didn't agree. Wait a minute. We have consensus Maybe we'll get to it next month. Oh, it gets even more fun, guys. Parliamentary finance, the budget will be passed without dispute. There are going to be no questions. All those changes they supposedly submitted here when the world was ending don't matter because we all agree on it. We're going to go ahead and get it passed. It's going to pass just like it read at the end of the second reading. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Don't let the news run you nuts. They're playing ping pong with you guys for a reason. They had to do it in Kuwait. They had to do it in China. They had to do it in Germany after World War II. They had to do it in Japan after World War II. This is unfortunately a necessary part of the process. It is bouncing all over, but it's staying positive. And they keep telling us if you guys just keep paying attention to the news. When you see the ones, well, hey, it could be a while, it's recycled, usually the same words. And then you get these gems where they tell you the actual truth. Now, back to you guys for just a second. There is definitely a rooster outside. He has decided to take up on the fence. Hello, Dizzy. Yeah, too late. They've already driven us nuts. Yeah, let's see. Granny Spud said RX a distraction for all who are waiting for this thing to go in one ear, out the other. That's kind of how you have to look at this one. Walter, thank you. Now let's get back to it because we've got a lot to talk about. All right. Iraq falls in U.S. Treasury ranking of major foreign holders of Treasury securities. I shared this on Saturday. I think this is important. They are bailing on their U.S. Treasuries. Bailing on the U.S. Treasuries. Of the people, no, I did not see James Wood's tweet. Can you guys, anybody tell me what it's about there of the people? I would be interested. Doers, man. Yeah, it's shades of Henrietta. Boy, do I miss that chicken. She was a good chicken. All right, let's keep going. Now, this is a good thing because they're trying to take control of their currency. And we're going to touch on that real quickly because a lot of people have been very confused as Iraq seems to play along with the U.S., seems to want to go its own way. There's a reason. It is walking a razor's edge right now until things get completed. They have made tremendous progress, and the ending of the declaration for the war made a huge difference because they're getting control of their own money in petrodollars now outside of the U.S. system, but they have been walking the razor's edge so that they can do this thing, guys. It's very political, and that's why you're seeing the ups and downs in the games. Now, let's get to it. The region's economic shift towards the abandonment of the dollar currency. This is the entire Middle East, but we're going to go down here to the end because what's the most important for us is here in the last paragraph. The European Union has its own currency, and this currency has a respectful treatment of world trade and is independent of the dollar. Thus, the world will witness a new currency, which is the BRICS currency. In addition to the dollar and euro currency, therefore, it will deal accordingly to three global network. While Iraq will remain dependent on the dollar only because it does not dare so far to make oil money come directly to it, despite the lack of any legal cover for the Americans to put Iraqi oil money in the U.S. federal bank. And what further complicated this matter, in the recent negotiations at the end of February between the Iraqi government and the U.S. Treasury Department, the money was added. Complicating the matter, the money is transferred from the federal bank to JP Morgan and then to the Central Bank of Iraq. Guys, this is the part that they have been negotiating to end. This is the part that I'm told they have worked out. This is the reason why Iraq has not already pulled their trigger and gone solo. They are still removing the last of the talons and claws of the U.S. out of them. And I think part of that we are seeing very clearly is they are dumping their treasuries. We're going to keep going. It's a whole lot more. It's running quickly. Let's see. Bring U.S. redemption people working today. John, we're going to talk about that. Don't worry. Been getting a lot of fun stuff out of them this morning already, and it's only 10:15 in the morning. Mr. Hooper, Eddie, good to see you. All right. Zimbabwe avoids devaluation with new gold-backed digital currency. They kept telling us they were going there. They did the coins first. It helped slow their rate of inflation, and then bam, they obliterated it. The free market's fixing this thing, guys. We are watching this occur, and Zimbabwe seems to be leading the charge. It's important because a lot of us have Zimbabwe, right? Now, just in case you think, because it's coming from KoiQ.com, that hey, this is just another one of those alt sites, let's bounce right here. Bloomberg, Zimbabwe to introduce gold-backed digital currency. This is a huge happening over the weekend, an official announcement. We kept getting rumors of it, and now they've officially told us that they are launching gold-backed digital currency. I'm not even going to call it currency. They're calling it digital currency, guys. I think that is a piss poor definition. It's money. When it is based on something sound and an asset, it's not a currency, it's money. Zimbabwe going to real money. I'm talking about gold back. Yes, it's digital. Yes, they will have printed ones as well. Printed ones reflect the digital ones that are held up completely by auditable, checkable, physical metals. Guys, this one's just a big one. A big one. Wayne, we're going to get into what I believe we're going to see this week. Don't worry, we're going to get there. Also, Indonesia says following BRICS de-dollarization path. Indonesia, and you guys that are invested in the Indonesian rupiah, here you go. They are de-dollarizing. They are joining the BRICS' world. They are following their lead and abandoning the central bank fiat system. Just a great one. I wanted to bring it in here one more time. The dollar's catastrophic decline underscores gold's indispensable value. Of course, Kitco does it, but there's a lot of great stats and numbers in here for you guys to look at as they are moving that way. The whole world's de-dollarizing at a rate that people simply do not. I am stunned at the number of economists and financial experts out there that are so wrong on the timing and the speed. We are watching this happen in historically light speed terms. It is moving very quickly. When this process first started, people were saying, oh, it's going to take many, many years for somebody to be able to use something outside of the SWIFT, especially when we first started doing sanctions on Russia. Then we saw the Russian ruble rise in value instead of decline in value, because it started backing its currency with gold, assets, oil, etc. We're watching this crash in real time, and it is coming faster and faster and faster. And it appears like we are going to have a very interesting week. Somebody just pointed out the Fed is, guys, they are extremely crunched for physical cash right now. This is a key sign. You get runs, people want physical cash in their hand. If it doesn't exist, then they're going to panic more. They're going to want even more in their hands. Hopefully you guys, those that can afford, are sitting on some cash and prepared. Should create great opportunity. Diamond for you, we're going to get there. Be patient. All right, Fed asks Americans for feedback on a central bank digital currency. Here's some responses. I love these. You guys should read these. The chance of a central bank digital currency here in the U.S. is disappearing quickly and dying a quick death. You guys need to keep talking about it, cover it up on social media, your thoughts on it. I love this one because these are the responses given to our own U.S. government when they started asking questions about it, and people started commenting on it for the open comments. Here's just one. I'm just going to pick it randomly. Fiat currencies continue to destroy the poor and middle class by endless expansion of debt. Yep. All right. We knew that one. It just goes on. They've got so many of these. J.C. Denton from California said that other nations adopting CBDCs does not mean that the United States ought to do the same. Guy in Idaho, United States should first worry about following the Constitution, preserving liberty, not trying to follow other countries in their descent into tyranny. Free markets will always provide the means to exchange one currency for another. Couldn't agree more. It is over and over and over like that one. Now, we've got a lot more. I'm trying to go quickly. I know many of you guys only want the news rumor mill. All right, French railway workers hold a day of strike and protests. For me, the MAGA movement has come to represent so many. It's become a martyr almost, even though it is still living and great. And part of that, of course, is not only the yellow vest, the pensioners, you name it, in France. It's the farmers in Denmark that rose up. It is the truckers in Canada. It is worldwide. But here, guys, they continue. This is over the weekend. CNN News, CNN World News covering it now. They stormed their version of Wall Street and their trading floor again. We are watching the world rise up. It is pretty comforting. Now, I'm still looking for one more FDIC video, guys. This is an older one from a few months ago where they're talking about how they simply don't have the money to cover anybody. And everybody, and bail-ins are only a matter of time, or just bank runs, maybe not bail-ins, but bank runs. This, of course, is before they signaled that they will print any money they have to print, which, of course, will cause inflation and only kick the can a short time. But I'm going to include that one from a small account. I don't know how long it will last. I'm still trying to find a good link, an actual working link. Don't send me a link for it until you tested it. With the lady talking about how they are going to close it down on a Friday. The best time to tell everybody is on a Friday night and tell them not to spend any hey, look, you're not going to be able to spend any digital money over the weekend as we, sorry about that, reboot the banking system. So it's getting very, very, very interesting. All right, let's get to it. Yeah, I'm waiting for more bank close. I'm waiting for more bank runs this week. I'm looking for, and if you guys don't know it, I'm looking for a run over at First Republic Bank of Future Growth. That's the run I'm looking for this week. Now, let's get to all the other ones. Redemption Center folks already screaming this morning. They got called in. My contacts, they're also in wealth management, and said, hey, things are really moving forward very quickly now. We only have a few days to get everything completed, and then you're going to be working full-time for a couple of weeks, make any preparations, take care of anything you need to do, get groceries, etc. So they are scrambling and setting up. What does that mean timing-wise? I'm not certain yet. I think we have a few good signs, though, already this week. I've got a couple of bond people that have already checked in this morning, and they are being told similar things. Be prepared to travel and be in place by Thursday of this week for those that need to travel. Many of them don't need to travel. They have POAs or paymasters there already. So they are moving them up quickly as well. I have a couple of group leaders also being asked to be moved and in place by Thursday of this week. So for me, it is very encouraging. Now we're going to get on to a few more pieces in the world news that might give us a better idea, or an idea, because we have a lot of mainstream economic gurus out there, not us crazy folks, not the crazy denarians. I'm talking about in mainstream economics, looking for a crash Friday. Isn't that interesting? Friday, I am getting that from a lot. They want everybody in place, everything in place by Thursday. Doesn't mean it's going to wait that long. Doesn't mean that at all. Doesn't mean we may not get some answers before then. But there is a massive push that has already started, man. Usually Monday mornings are newsless, and it is coming at 1,000,000 miles an hour today. Southern Pine. Boy, North Carolina, parts of it are falling apart. Parts of it are still great. We need freedom cities, guys. Let me take this off here. We're going to get on. There's still more news to cover, but that's the nuts and the bolts on the RV side. But we do have more to go over. Jim, what's Mark crowing about now? He's pretty happy. He's watching his ladies out there in the yard. Pierre. Get Blinken in front of Congress, KC. That's another thing we're going to see this week. Sharon's birthday's Friday. What does it crow? Well, Mandy, we don't have to worry about that crow crowing 3 times. That crowed about 500 times this morning. All right, let's get into freedom cities. Freedom cities. I think we need freedom towns. When I look at all of the things and the craziness that are going on, just like you pointed out in Southern Pines, I think we could start. Maybe we need yet another way. Oh, speaking of websites, let me do this real quickly. We have gotten a number of, just over at IamExtremeMAGA.com, we've gotten in a number of good videos over the weekend. They finally started coming in. Guys, this is an ongoing effort. We plan on releasing a number of these things. If you have If you're not familiar with it, let us know in chat and I'll go into it. But many of you guys have already heard this over and over and over, especially since we're on the backup channel and only the faithful, extra faithful are here right now. Chicken's trying to wake up the normies. I loved it. That'd be horrible. If I lived next door to Marco, I'd probably stand outside his window, wait till I know the stream is going, and scream outside his window, "Time for coffee and RV." I love it. All right, back onto that one quickly. So we've already got a number of great ones. We could use more. It's going to be ongoing. So if you have that moment where it just seems organic and you're out working with somebody, or you see somebody doing the right thing, helping somebody else, film it. Add the I am MAGA. Let them know that they are wrong about us, that we are out here to change the world in a positive way. We've got to make a difference. Our PR so far has been horrendous, and we've got to fix that. Organically, we do it. We're not waiting for government to do it. We're not waiting for Donald Trump. We're not waiting for Jim Jordan. We're not waiting for the white hats to rescue us. We're rescuing ourselves. We're putting on our boots and our gloves, and we're making a difference. Maribel, I am close. I am in Camoy. So, yeah, you are just down the road. Matter of fact, I've got a meeting in Aguadilla probably on Tuesday. So I'll be down there. One of my favorite restaurants is Monsoon. God, I love that place. How do you it? All right. Steve, it's good to see you. All right, let's get to it. We've got more to cover. Stock market crash alert. Mark your calendars for April 28th. By Shredua Investor Place. Here we go. Investor Place also looking for a stock market crash on the 28th. It's going to be interesting. Earnings already coming in. We took a dive this morning. It's already back up. They are desperately trying to keep things afloat. That one we already covered. So let's keep going. We already covered that one. FDIC Bank, we covered that one. The Hunter Biden faces the DOJ. Charges will be discussed this week. They are now, I am told, multiple misdemeanors, but I am told they are up to actually 2 felonies. Now, whether or not there's a bargain right out, give them kind of some slap on the wrist, but that conversation is going to dominate the news cycle this week is important. And if it does dominate the news cycle this week, that tells you, in my opinion, that mainstream media is so worried and the administration is so worried that they consider that dominating the news cycle more important than the financial or the lack of earnings reports that are happening this week and the Fed preparing for another hike. So if they're letting this travel, this tells you how afraid they are of the financial news hitting the airwaves. They're willing to throw Hunter and Joe under the bus because of the financial side that is hitting the skidders. Jordan accuses Biden of political operation and covering up Hunter Biden laptop news. Like, duh. All right. I hear you. Do you know how many dead bodies were discovered? Another one that is hitting hard this week. And, this one would be a great one for you guys to retweet, share. Forbes breaking news. I'm hoping you came a little better prepared. Ron Johnson puts Mayorkas feet to the fire. Mayorkas, of course, is the greatest circle back. Never answer a question, never pin me down, never give a straight answer. You can ask them literally, would you rather have, I don't know, prime rib or tofu? And he couldn't answer the question. He would talk around to the point where you didn't know what to serve him. You ask him a question, a yes/no question, and he gives you a dissertation on maybe or nothing. You could ask him about people at the southern border, and he would tell you all about Canada. I mean, he is absolutely avoiding any straight answer, but this one is epic because he breaks it down for him. How many dead bodies based on your numbers? This is what we found. Let's use your numbers, not all of the independent journalists out there or the independent numbers or the watchdog groups that are telling you how crazy your numbers are off. Let's just use your numbers. And shows them how many people are dead, the trail littered with the bodies of children, the human trafficking, he calls them out. This one is absolutely epic and just fantastic. I mean, just whoo. All right, share that one. Let's make these conversations happen this week. YouTube, it's a matrix and how they're trying to control you. This one is a little Easter egg for you guys that want to watch it from Anonymous Official. I don't know how long they'll leave this video up. It is very alarming, to say the least, for those that embraced mRNA. This one, U.S. Department of Defense, I wanted to include for you guys that want proper ammunition when all of your liberal friends tell you there weren't any biolabs in the Ukraine. We have the fact sheet from our own Department of State that defends their need to go into the Ukraine and defend everything because of how many biolabs we have there and how we need those biolabs so that we can defend ourselves against bioweapons. It's the craziest thing you've ever read, and it's from our own government telling us that they have all these things and have had these things, even though they denied having these things. So, YouTube, when you pull me down, you know you're going to be in the wrong because you have your own government report here. So if you do, you're disagreeing with your own government. All right. Now I'll hang out with you guys. My voice is toast after all that one, but it was fun. Diane, no part of me thinks we have to wait for Iraq to join BRICS before we go. Fed take, man, it's just going so quickly. Rooster's stealing the show. The Rooster's fun. Sling hot coffee. Can someone use non-U.S. passport if you can't find my U.S. passport? As long as it's valid and in date. And you can absolutely use your driver's license. It's good. Rooster looking for the date. Yes, he's trying to impress the ladies. Now, on the other side of the news, we have a couple of things. Lonnie, you got to share me the link so I can share the link for folks. Lonnie's got a book on Amazon, God's Way to Wealth and Prosperity. That man in that video, he is the wickedest of the feds. Safads, he is, but I've got to find that video or clips. They keep pulling it down. Every link I've got has gone dead in no time. Where the lady talking about how it's coming over the next few weeks, and they need to do it on a Friday. Blondie, I've covered this one a few times, and I want to take my head and just punch it right through a monitor like I'm beating it on a brick wall for answering this question so many times. Sword Republic site says at redemption you would get 1% of our money and 9 days later 9%. Do you know if that's true? It's bullshit. God almighty, I can't stand when they do dumb stuff like that and put fear in everybody. I don't know who said it, but you're wrong. At least 100% of my bankers say you're wrong. All right. Now, on the humanitarian side, that would probably be very accurate, and it could simply be people taking it out of context. But I've been told that over and 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 over again, that you will have instant access to your money, and that's why they are using those centers. If you go to any old bank that doesn't have the equipment or the trained staff, then yes, you will probably only get access to a small percentage, and it will take longer for you to get it. Can I tell you how frustrated I am with whoever made that post? And the person could have been referring to the humanitarian side. Yes, I am told that they are going to only give a small percentage up because then you have to go through the process. You got to make certain you have infrastructure in place and all that. So it could simply be something being taken out of context. Robert, 49. Terry, the big 68. Liz's granddaughter, the big 7, the big 7-0. Okay, like 7.0. Let's not rush away the life. Michael, can you elaborate on the strings attached for project? Yeah, if you want any extra humanitarian fund for your project, it's going to have strings. They're only going to give you the extra money if it's 100% going to the humanitarian. I mean, 100% of the extra they give you is going to the project and not into your own pockets to make you wealthy. Yes, I am told you can pull a salary, a reasonable salary, but you're going to have somebody in your business all the time while you're doing your project. It makes sense. If they're willing to give you millions, maybe billions of dollars to a project, they're going to want to make certain that you spend it responsibly. That makes sense. Gloria's husband, the big 65. Happy birthday to Gloria's husband. Arts, 39. Pamela, you're basically covering yourself exactly the way I do when I travel. Pamela said, I'm traveling tomorrow. I'll be gone for a week, thinking I'll take $1 million VND with me in case it goes while I'm away, confirming I do. Oh, yeah, you can do more. Don't worry if you take a little with you. You're traveling. I am told that does not keep you from getting anything preferential or messing with your rates. OB, that's what I got. You're full of rubbish, lad. I like that one better. It runs too quickly. Let's see, humanity. I say. There's so much news. I'm more confused than a feather in a whirlwind. I say. All right, Foghorn Leghorn. What good does it do if charges are pending or even impeachment is filed against Biden when all the paperwork are filed just sits in Congress? That's just it. That's why we've got to keep beating the war drums. Unfortunately, we usually get very excited when we see something like that. We see some progress and then they don't hold them responsible. But usually, once we see that first, I don't know whether it's the indictment or the first possible charge, or like, haha, we got them, and then we don't follow up. So we don't hold our politicians' nose to the grindstone or feet to the fire. Stacy said, how will we do a gifting letter of currency? What will we say? This is a really easy one, Stacy. Just say, I, Stacy Abbott, am gifting this note to whoever, and then sign it with a date. I mean, you don't need to do anything more than that. If you're worried about it, have a notary sign it. If not, just have somebody additionally witness it. Hello, Steve Ashley. I'm getting a kick out of some of you guys' comments. KSAF, we do. We need accountability across the board at all levels. Trump said we'll build new cities. Yeah, back to my freedom towns. Any mayors in here? Anybody have just a neat, smaller town, or even one of those more abandoned towns? How many of you guys work remotely? Now, this is a curious one, and could live anywhere you wanted to live. Even now, you can move somewhere else, even if it wasn't like maybe the ideal timing. But let's say post RV, where could you live? Wouldn't you want to live in a town that still had stock jockey Tartaria? All right, you're totally out of here, Tartaria. I had fun researching that, by the way, stock jockey. That has been an interesting deep dive. Of course, Linda, you guys know where's Linda Steffi. She sent me a book, or Linda Lyons, on Tartaria that has been a very interesting, fun read. Let's get back to it. I have done much for humanity in the past. I had to have a pet manatee named Hugh and took good care of him. So back to the Freedom Town concept. Wouldn't it be neat to live close to people that had similar beliefs, ideas, where the small churches in town still had cars on a Sunday, where you still met at the diner for coffee, you still helped each other when there was an emergency, you still had a 4th of July parade and you didn't worry about whether it was politically correct or not. Wouldn't that be neat if we just started aggregating ourselves? In other words, started living around people and living in areas. We would totally change the politics in that town. We would totally change much of everything in that town. Can we just start picking some of those, abandoned towns or nearly desolate towns in rural South Carolina, rural Texas, Kansas, Indiana, West Virginia, pick it someplace, a number of them around the country, because different people like different temperates. I think it would just be awesome. Turd, what is up, Turd Ferguson, Marksville? Ask my husband the same question this weekend. When we get our blessing, where do you want to move? Yes, like-minded community. Randy from Incredible Tiny Homes is doing that. Yeah, some of the tiny home stuff they've done is neat. I just want to live something in between a tiny home and a house. I need enough room to be able to navigate it until the med beds hit. Oh, Pierre, I'm looking forward to that one too. For those that don't know, Strawberry is one of our greatest mods, and I mean, I have my opinion, but if I give my opinion, it won't go well for me. But she died during the COVID stuff, unable to see her family, pretty much locked in a hospital. And she really wanted to help rebuild some of the neighborhoods. She wanted to, go by, you see a house, fix it up. You see somebody in need, fix it up. Basically give those neglected neighborhoods that socioeconomics left behind facelifts so that they can be safe and appreciated again. Hey, EK, I'm moving to Mayberry. Sharon, it'd be cool to sleep with Mark and wake up to the rooster. I don't know. That rooster wakes up. If you can get it to sleep until 5:45, you've done well. Ever consider all governments work for elites since the Roman Empire created Euro elites and have been used to socially engineers for their benefit and agendas? Iced coffee, it's never occurred to me that that's not what happened. They've engineered everything about our world and our lives, guys. We got to take back our free will. This is definitely one of those moments that Hobbes and Locke and Thomas Paine talked about. Steve just said, I live in a small town in Virginia. Everyone knows everyone. I'll never lock my doors. I never go to town without seeing people I know. Mayberry still exists. It does, Steve. When I was back home in rural North Carolina for my brother's service last May, I thought about that because, held it at the church I grew up in, seeing everybody that I grew up with, and it hadn't changed. It's like time stood still and everybody's still there. It's kind of neat. Excellent gal. Oh, the rooster's been here the whole time. It just finally moved into the front yard. He just usually is done crowing by now. I guess he's especially proud of something. Maybe one of his newer hens finally laid their first egg. Yesterday, Mexican president, third time, tested positive for I'm sorry, guys. I continue to read through so many of these great ones. Ellen just said, wow, 3 locks here on every door near Newark Airport. It's kind of like the mass exodus that we're watching go on in downtown Baltimore. It's happening in San Francisco, Baltimore, Chicago, New York. People don't want to live like that. You don't want to live where you have to be paranoid. Are you safe? Am I not safe? So many of those things. So why not just go somewhere where you are? Don't go try to change it into the hellhole you just left. That seems counterproductive. Don't get me wrong, there are some hellholes in conservative-run states, but they are far more rare than they are in liberal strongholds. Just ask the folks in Flint, Michigan, Detroit, and Chicago. Strawberry's greatest wish was to have a mobile dentist vehicle to help those less fortunate have free dental care. Oh, that was a huge one for Strawberry as well. That one, and then fixing up the neighborhoods. And she did not want battered women, or she wanted to help them as well. Diane, I was not so blessed. I was very blessed. I had a near idyllic childhood with good parents, good examples, etc. What is the? Let's see. I'm just reading through some of these. Let's see. EK, I was hatched in Baltimore. Let's see. Jennifer said, I'm going to Israel on Thursday. One, congratulations. I understand it is absolutely magical. I have not been. I want to go. And I know they want you to redeem your Zim in 10 days. Don't worry. Don't panic, Jennifer. Make your appointment. I'm told you have longer than that. but they do. They would like for you to for the liquidity, but they understand. Let's see. Chris said moved from Southern California 10 years to Northern Nevada. Thought I was moving to a small town, mainly conservative people. That man, are they asleep? A lot of them are asleep. I'm just reading through. Just me, the Twitch. I still go back and reread my whispers with Strawberry. Just me, the Twitch. I do the same thing with my emails and my back and forth. I do that often too. And maybe it's me finally coping with things. Some of those I finally started erasing once I've read them again. I'm like, all right, that one, and just saving a handful. Poor, but in it, know it. Oh, Rosa, where is the family in PR? And somebody mentioned that American Airlines actually treats Mother's Day as a holiday. I didn't know that. That's a good thing. Spod, what would happen? One, Angel, Angel brother, you know what I'm going through. If you wake up in Puerto Rico and didn't hear a rooster crow, the world has ended. Am I right or am I right? Diana went to Israel with my divorce money. Flint and Saginaw are worse than Detroit. I'm originally from, yeah, no, it's tough seeing what's happened to much of the Rust Belt. That's what happens when manufacturing goes away. But we're getting ready to see a tremendous renaissance in manufacturing here in the States. I am so excited for it. We're going to see tradesmen rise to the top again. I am so excited for where we're headed and where we are going. As a thought, I have seen we would like hang like sister shoot those little aluminum foil pie tins to keep predators away from the chickens, and sometimes keep the chickens from roosting too far up in the tree where a raccoon could come get them while they're dozing. So we would do that so that they would go in and we could lock them up at night whenever you've got like a predator running rampant until you can catch it, trap it, or shoot the predator. But it is funny. I have seen some roosters go to battle with their reflection. I mean, tore that poor pie tin into oblivion, shredded aluminum foil everywhere. Mellow yellow, totally possible. And I'm still reading through some of these. Rena, it's not too late. It's just going to be a short window when the RV happens to get metals. My guess is you're going to have days to get things moving. Soul Awakener, I like the way you think. Babette, oh, my heart's breaking for you. Said, I'm dreading Mother's Day this year. May 14th is the 1-year anniversary of my husband going home to our Lord. Do you at least have kids to honor you? Well, I mean, I assume since it's Mother's Day, you will, but that's going to be, so many of those things are just tough. King's Hacienda. Brother, it's good to see you. Definitely one of those I'm looking forward to hanging out with when this is over. We live in a great neighborhood. My husband left his key fob in the door of his truck, unlocked for the last 4 days. It's still there. I love that. Let's see. When in Key West, many chickens were hanging around Kentucky Fried fast food. Not a good look. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken. So good, even the chickens want some. Chickens are cannibals. You feed them any kind of meat, they'll tear it up. Virginia roosters are horrible. The only good rooster is a baked rooster. Rooster pot pie, right? Bernard, I remember Baltimore in the late 60s and 70s. Used to go to work with my grandfather, who has a tailor shop right at the end of the block, red light district, and I could walk around at 12 years old and go Lexington Market, no problem. Couldn't pay me to venture there now. No. You look at like their, what would you call it, Bayfront in Baltimore, where used to be all the seafood restaurants and everything was at. They got like, a sailing ship pulled up there, docked at it. Harbor District, I think is what they call it. It used to be magical. I went in the late 90s. Beautiful. I mean, just well maintained, neat. Had a little waterfront kind of mini mall right there. Just really, really nice. And now most of it's abandoned and curfews, and the businesses have left. I think the only business left is what, Hooters, and that entire chain. I mean, like everything left. Wilfred, yes. Oh, yes. I am in the PR now. Although, guys, I'll drop a little whatever. I am at this point expecting a real curve while I'm in Texas that might keep me in the States for a little longer. Might have to go back to North Carolina and pick up some currency. Things are getting fun. Inner Harbor. All right. I didn't know what we called it. It was neat. Leak sources, Biden and his cronies are hitting Puerto Rico with a big tax. Yeah, they're going to try. Here's the thing about Puerto Ricans. They're so used to doing without. You ask them if they care. They will find a way around any of that. They are resourceful, and they're used to living in a cash-dominated economy. Won't be an easy one for them. Zevin2Z, I'm with you. I see several opportunities in the future for rebuilding these once great cities. I do too. All right. Have you seen the number of people and reports coming out that are now hinting towards, since this depopulation thing started, or whatever you guys want to call it, meaning, the pandemics, that the world population has dropped by nearly 1 billion already? Have you guys seen any of those stats and figures out there? I've been trying to do a deep dive, and then I started thinking about, all right, for that to be possible, all of us would need to know one or two people that have died in the last 2 years, or multiple people in our small, I'm talking about like in our close circle, not, everything on TV and all that. I was like, we got to break this down by math. So roughly, in my rough figures, and I actually need to bring in a statistician on this, and I just happen to know one that's really good at that. But you would all have to know somebody like 1 in 10 of your close personal family would have had to have died in the last 2 years for those numbers to be accurate. And I'm like, that doesn't seem so far out there. You guys, I mean, yeah, much of it in China, much in other parts of the world, much of it here. Susan doesn't know anyone that's passed. I know a number of people that have passed in my close circle. Jan said, I heard that yesterday. Biz said, I have 3 personally. Moringa said, I have 3. A couple of folks don't know anyone. New Mexico hiker, I know 15. Somebody else, just under 10. See, that's the way numbers work, guys. They're going to be skewed high, skewed low, skewed who, and then you take the median of them. Zone, I know 26 friends and equating friends. What do you think on the time horizon? UWE, I actually covered that earlier. Rewind. At least 4 people last year, 3 that I know of. I have a list, gone or sick. Tanika Carter said, I know a number of people, and I believe, I honestly, once I started really thinking it through and going, is that even possible? I started doing the math and breaking it down. I broke out the calculator. I started just bouncing it all around. I was like, I can see this one. It actually makes sense. Dwayne had an older brother, old age. That one you kind of have to let pass. And a young relative. It's the young ones that really shake me up. I have, like, just in my close, I'm talking like friends that were in their early 30s dying suddenly. Puppy love, my nephew and a friend, four family members for Doodah Day, mother-in-law, mom, sister, 3 in the past 3 weeks. Samantha's been very fortunate, 0 friends or family. Cargo Bob, I guess it really doesn't matter whether it was COVID. Yeah, I would say just sudden. Let's just say unexpected ones. Sunkissed, I don't know the answer to this one. Sunkissed asked, can I promote a friend's humanitarian project when I redeem? I don't know. I would ask. It's probably a good chance you can. Sunshine. I haven't thought about this. I just assumed it was them doubling down instead of an actual personality change. But you have me thinking right now. Sunshine just asked, how many of you noticed a change in personality in those that took it? Big Beach. Yes, I absolutely think this thing's going to happen. I think we are at the most amazing time we've been in the entire history of this process. Booger just, oh, wait, where'd it go? Booger, I saw you there. You said yes, a few of your friends. And I was sitting there going, don't you add to it. You better stay healthy, buddy. Yeah, Don, what happened to the data? Post-pandemic, did they give up on digging it out? They totally gave up. They don't even try to dig it out now. Fubar, wait. I appreciate you. Back to prison I go. You're still there, Fubar. Don't know for how much longer. Hey, you get tossed almost nearly as much as the FOD's planet. Kurt said, I lost 3 former students last year, all 20 and under last year, but all car accidents. Church lost 10 older folks, most in 2-year period outside of World War II. Wow, Kurt. That really breaks my heart when I see young people die like that. Just so much life ahead and so senseless. Let's see. Online doctors agree of behavior change and the look in their eyes. Yeah, that's I'm finding interesting, guys, because I do know some people that, very, very severe personality changes, but I just assumed it was because they were doubling down on the insanity, that they were just becoming woke because they made the right decision and we all refused to, and it was a frustration. You might be onto something. Think about the number of, and this is, guys, totally thinking out of my butt right now. People on the very left. One thing we have that we know statistically, they are far more likely to have taken that and done that. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to suggest that I am in any ways. I mean, I do hold the same degree as Bill Gates in science and a medical degree from some of the same universities. But yeah, I just assumed they were becoming more polarized. But then if you look at the number of mass shootings, craziness, I mean, nearly lockstep, nearly every one of the last, I don't know, 10, 20 in the last 2 or 3 years have been by very progressive leftists that are anti-gun, and they still somehow get them and go do mass killings and shootings. You might be right, because they're far more likely to have taken it. Maybe it is breaking them down mentally. You got me thinking. I have not seen so much the severity of personality change. They seem literally duller, more stupid, more worldly, more heavily plugged into the matrix. Teresa saw that vacancy. Let's see, no direct family, but 12 patients. My grandson mentioned 4 of his friends in high school. Wow. Yeah, I'm curious. If you've been noticing some of those personality changes, I highly suggest, if you are up for a spooky deep dive, you watch that one from Anonymous. I'll drop it into chat. It's a spooky one. California starting a lawsuit against weather manipulation. Good for them. Good for them. Girl Patriot, love the rooster. Have to bring him in and adopt him. Savage. You know, I think about this one. Lost my job, had to sell 800 ounces of silver. Creditors call all day long. Need dental work, but I don't regret refusing the hokey pokey one bit. That's why I just don't believe we are breakable. I think they have done their absolute best, and we have not broken. We've been hurt. We've bent, but we have not broken. I have so much mad respect for this community. I'm just reading through. Only Roy Hobbs, where are the white hats? They got some splaining to do. They're supposedly still there, but I'm looking for the evidence. That one, Suzanne, that one was interesting. Arkansans, folks from all right, we're just going to run with folks from Arkansas can now pay bills with gold and silver. They've got a lot of figuring out the logistics of that because they passed a very broad bill. I love that they did, but they definitely put the cart ahead of the horse a little. I mean, yeah, the cart ahead of the horse a little bit on it. Let's see. Oh, wait. Did I just see another birthday? I just saw another birthday. Oh, my birthday's fast approaching this Thursday. Whew. I'm hoping this Thursday to be epic. And I'll be traveling. Arkansans. I'll run with that. Let's see if you question the need for proof. Yeah, no, guys. I mean, yeah, I'm always surprised. Hey, can you prove any of this? When we literally break down and give you statistics and numbers and articles on all of it, if you just choose to read it. I mean, I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. Mary, 3 top-ranking administrators at Duke Regional Hospital immediately let go last week. Ooh, this is getting fun. Kuro, how are you? Do you think the rooster that inspired you to make the golden egg shirt you lost long ago is telling you it's got? Well, the one that inspired me to make the golden egg shirt was Henrietta. She was a hen, but yeah, I think this one is telling me about the second coming. Yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them actually take the 2 minutes to think for themselves. Yeah, put a gag order on the rooster. No, I think one of his hens went across the street to the neighbor's yard. So now he's got to go chase it. Sheila, 5. I'm just, it breaks my heart to see everybody who lost. Johnny, 58 today. New beginnings. Johnny, Arts, Terry. Oh, we got a bunch of birthdays. Oh, I just noticed the time. That's it. I need to sing and get out of here. News is coming hot and heavy. Hopefully, we'll have something for tonight. I hope it doesn't just take the nosedive after. I mean, go flat after all the news I've already gotten this morning. I hope it stays busy. Don't know on the shekel. It's not one I've been told. Let's see. Mom's 89th birthday. She will 89. That's an awesome achievement. Mm-hmm. 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 Better Mousetrap. I will share. I did a 2-pack. It was a little more expensive. I forget what I paid, but I love it. And I even, because I was questioning whether it was actually worked or grounded, so I broke out the multimeter and tested it, and it does. I will pull that link and put it in my things for it's. I ordered it off Amazon. Unfortunately, when you're some here place like this, you end up using Amazon more than not, just because of availability of things. Takes forever, but it works. Grounding link. I will attach that tonight. I will look it up first thing after I sing. As that rooster crowing, you're happy to see. I'm happy to see you guys. So they tell me it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, darling. May you live, may you love, may all your dreams come true. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yeah, low birth rate needs to be included. It does, because the birth rate has dropped about 26%. According to some of the statistics I was reading this past week, since the introduction of infertility rates for people actively trying. So if you extrapolate that, say 26% for most modern nations are having fertility issues now that weren't having fertility issues before. I mean, we were already a shrinking society. There's going to be a tough time paying for older people's bills as they hit retirement. I don't mean you guys now. I'm talking about in the future. Yeah, we need a baby boom, not a reduction, or we aren't going to be able to sustain. Canuck, my personality changed since I started watching Mark. More pissed off than ever. I don't want you to be. We should be pissed because of what they've done and the lies they've told and the manipulation that we have survived. But we got to find a way to bring positive, change our worlds. All right, guys. Oh, Kathy had a friend lost 2 babies. That is so sad. I'm gone, guys. See you this evening. How much longer in Trolling News? Janice, it depends on how giving they want to be. Wednesday or Thursday of this week, we will get out of our jail. See you this evening.